Hi guys, I wanted to touch base with you since my accident, since I told you guys what I remembered, and let you know I've had a couple like revelations since this happened. At first, my memory was a little weird. Like as soon as it happened, I couldn't even remember what I had done earlier that night. It took me like a day for that to recover. But the other day I was on TikTok and I heard this kid singing this song that was so beautiful, and it hit me like a ton of bricks. And the kid was singing, "Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the water, wherever you may call me." And I was like, oh my God, I remember now. Like 2 weeks leading up to it, I remember I had been laying in bed, and I haven't really ever done this because honestly, I've never really felt like I was in a place where I could. Like I always felt like I still had stuff to heal, but at this time I didn't. And so I was laying in bed and I was like, dear God, I am ready. I'm ready for you to like put me where I need to be. Show me the way, God. Let me help be the light in the world, and in these dark times. I know who I am, and I know that I would be that person that does not let you down. And then my accident happens. I fall in the bathroom, hit my head. I'm not breathing for some reason. But I'm telling you, I feel like the CPR. And then the next day, I got dragged across the yard by my dog. And it was like the upper part of my back and my arms and my chest were hurting. I was so sore. I couldn't hardly even breathe because it like hurt to take breaths at the time. And I feel like it was like heart chakra stuff going on. I guess I needed an activation. I don't know. But I stumbled across some videos that I just felt intuitively like, oh my God, I think that's what it was. Let me show you what I mean. So, for those of you that don't know, let me just tell you. I was looking up trying to figure out what I experienced, okay? And I typed in like feelings of oneness, seeing green light energy, and heart chakra stuff. And I found these channelings called the Law of One channelings. And it's like a group of beings that are channeled through this person, and they believe in that oneness energy. But what he talks about, which really was like, oh my God, it's this green ray light density that we're supposed to take hold on the planet. And it's the love density. Now, he calls it the fourth density, which to me, I feel like we've already been in fourth density, so I think it might be wrong in that regard. But the love part rang true, and he also talks about like children of suffering. I'm going to play you a couple clips, so just listen.
Ross says the spiraling energy, which is the characteristic of what you call light, moves in straight line spiral, thus giving spirals an inevitable vector upwards to a more comprehensive beingness with regards to intelligent infinity. That straight line, which I don't understand, the spiraling movement of light is what Ra calls the upward spiraling light, known by some earth traditions as prana. That spiraling light moves in a hierarchical pattern from larger to smaller as we envision things. On a small scale and a large scale, it is now in a space-time continuum, fourth density. This is causing a somewhat difficult harvest. How does a third density planet become a fourth density? I am Ra. This will be the last full question. The fourth density is, as we have said, as regularized in its approach as the striking of a clock upon the hour. The space-time of your solar system has enabled this planetary sphere to spiral into space-time of a different vibrational configuration. This causes the planetary sphere to be able...
So after discovering all of this, I'm wondering if maybe I've witnessed the green ray light love density taking hold, as if a chord was struck and it, or the clock ticked 12 and it just boom. You know, I sure hope so. So I found these channelings by Ra, and I'm telling you guys, listen, I've never been somebody that really identified with the Egyptian time period, because I have a Viking ancestry, and I am a little Nordic Swedish princess that comes from, I got Sami people, which are the indigenous people of Sweden, in my family line, and I'm like a Viking through and through into my heart, okay? Even in my like meditations, I've met my higher self before, and she was really cool looking. She had like glowing blue eyes and a blue robe and real pretty brown like curly hair. She was tall, and but there was this one time a couple years ago where I did a meditation and I ended up inside of this like big pyramid looking thing. And I saw like a throne at the end of it, so I walked up there, and I don't remember seeing who was in it, but I put my hands out, and I was given a coin, and I looked at it, and on the coin, I could see one of those birds that has really long legs, kind of like, you know, like a marsh bird, that's kind of tall, but they have long legs, and they're like in marsh or like ponds or swamps, and I was like, okay, I'll just go with it. And I left, and I woke up. But I never went back there. I never saw the Egyptian stuff again for myself personally, and didn't really think much of it. But I found those channelings by Ra, and I looked it up, and it says that he was connected to a bird that had long legs, a heron. I was like, oh my God. Also, I just want to say that, like, the week or that Friday before that it happened, I got a message, like, download from a music song, and this one came in strange because I kept hearing it, like, share my life, and so I was typing that in, and I found the Whitney Houston song, and I was like, oh my God. Me for what I am, 'cause I'll never change all my colors for you. And it's a song about, like, love me as I am. You know, I'll never ask for too much, just everything. And I looked at Benny and I was like, I think I'm getting a message. And I started crying. And I thought it was about us at the time. I was like, I'm so appreciative of your love for me, even though I've struggled so much. And he's helped me grow so much unconditionally in love. And I thought that's what it was about. Also, the fact that Ra talks about the people that were coming into the planet. He describes them as the children of suffering. Listen, I identify so much with that. Like, you have no idea. I'm a sufferer. You know, I lost my brother when I was a teenager in a car accident. I grew up with my mother who worked her butt off, but we were very poor. We didn't have food at times, no electricity at times, and, you know, being one of the younger ones in the family, I always felt like I never got attention. Nobody cared. Like, nobody would even notice if I run away. I'm gonna leave, you know? And so I'm like, I identify with that dwell in the sufferer. But do you think that it's possible that what I witnessed was that green ray light energy taking place and a shift? Because I'm telling you, when I came out of that, I felt like I was not in my normal reality. It was like something was different. And I'm different. I will be forever changed. And I know that I didn't die, but me really feeling that oneness feeling and not getting to see, like, my dad and my brother, it really has made me appreciate my life so much more. Like, I have always been somebody that just dwells in the suffering, you know. I'll suffer. Like, if a family member hurts my feelings, I'll torture myself about it for years. I'm telling you, I can dwell. And it's like, oh, woe was me. I've always been like, wait, when I was a little girl, I'm going to run away. Nobody loves me. You know, nobody cares. And I almost had a carelessness, like, because I didn't really care if I died. I looked forward to it because life has been so much suffering. And it changed that for me. I don't believe that anymore. I want to live, and life is actually beautiful, and just that miracle of my existence has me like in awe. You know, and the love that I get to experience that I have with Benny, it is magical and so special, and I feel like it's everything, and I appreciate it, and I don't ever want to take it for granted again.